Wilson from the US. Okay, we play an open variation, like here in this case Italian game. Knight f6 is one of the main continuations of black size. You can play normally bishop c5 or knight f6. The normal move is knight to g5, now directly attacking f7, and then black would continue with d5, and this game gets a bit complicated, but it's good for white, or not bad, let's put it this way. But I want to keep the game in some simple ways, so I just play simple moves, and now I want to provoke him to take on e3, which I think would be very good for me. And this is a good move, because after he would have taken here, I would have the open f file, so bishop b6 I like. I want to play c3 d4 later. The question is if I move my knight to d5, because this is a nice square, and yeah. Normally you would directly play something like bishop d5. I'm not sure if maybe I could even play pawn. Okay. So we have some ideas like queen d2 and bishop h6, which would be a sacrifice, but maybe we have some attacking chances. Another idea would be c3 and d4. I think first I play queen d2. If he plays bishop g4, I wouldn't be scared if he takes here, because the open g file would maybe be some problem for black. So I move the king to h1, because maybe I can use the g file. So if he allows me to do so, I will play bishop c2. Okay, but he takes my bishop. Yeah, and now I can take the chance to get more influence in the center. You see that this is double pawn, which doesn't look too good, but black was also threatening something like f4. And I want to play d5, and then bringing in the knight to d4. Yeah, I think he wants to sacrifice here the knight. Would be a good move, you know, if I so he has at least a draw. Imagine I don't know, I play d5. He takes the knight, I take back. He takes with the queen as a check, so I go to g1. He plays queen g4 check. I have to go to h1 again with the king, and then he can play queen f3 again, and so it's like a perpetual. I don't want this. I want more action, so okay, I protect the knight because I don't have a nice square at the moment to move to. And next move is d5 then. Yeah, this is also good, because he can take here, and I have to take back with the pawn. And this looks not that good, but for the time being I think a knight on e6 would be very nice. So my next idea is to play knight d4, and he can't take the pawn because the queen would be hanging. Yeah, so he virtually invites me to jump to e6. I think this was not good move now at this point of time. In general, this square is very good for the knight, but not at this moment. So it will be very annoying for him now to see this knight on e6. There are some possibilities like queen c2 checking, taking this pawn. Yeah, he attacks d5, but and if you play c6 or c5, I could also play e4, overprotecting the pawn here. You can see now that this knight is also blocking the rook, so he can't move to f8. Can play something like queen h5 maybe. Oh. What does he want to do after rook f8? Rook f8 is winning the queen. Do I have something better? What about queen h5? But it's not better, no. Okay. And let's take the queen. Yeah, and this is all
black resigns
due to the nicely placed knight here on e6. So yeah, what to learn from this game? I'm not that happy with the position that yeah I was facing here. I mean, I had the center, but pieces of black are on good squares. Although the also the knight here maybe can jump later to f4. So I think black did a good job, but here by playing f5, which looks very active, I think this is not the best move, because now this square on e6 is not protected anymore. In this position it is protected, but in this position e6 is a weakness, and this is why I wanted to play yeah, like from here on I wanted to fight for the square on e6, and this is why I wanted to play d5, but the position is not good for white. But what can you do? Now I am in a slightly worse position and I need to find a plan, and some guy, I don't know who it was, said it's better to have a bad plan than having no plan at all. So my plan is to fight for e6, and this is what I did. Here, okay, he threatened f3, but this position is just better for black. Look, so if I could choose which side to play, I have to say I would choose definitely the black side. This bishop is putting pressure on d4. The rooks both are on semi-open files, or this is on an open file. Yeah, this is excellent. The knight might jump to f4 later. You can play something maybe like queen f7, knight f4, and queen h5, bringing even more pressure here on my king. This pawn is a weakness. So yeah, black is good, but I tried to do what I can, and this is playing on e6. And here, yeah, he took the chance to give me a back pawn, yeah, because this pawn can't be protected by other pawns at the moment, and it's very difficult to push the pawn forward because e5 is well in the hands of black, you know. and he could put pressure on this pawn, but here I have the weakness on e6, and I have the weakness e3. So if he puts more pressure, I need to protect it. Yeah, it doesn't look good, but this is a mistake here, so it's a bad move. So now I can really jump into the square on e6, and if you look at this, maybe even you could play knight g5, because this rook is not protected in the end. So knight g5 is attacking the king. If the king moves, I can jump to e6. If the rook takes, I can take the queen. If the pawn takes, I play queen h5 check, king h8, taking f5 with my rook. Rook takes, and then my queen can take the rook on e8. So you see, there are already some tactics going on here, and nevertheless, okay, I directly moved d4 because I saw I win the square e6, and here we are. Excuse me. Yeah, and now I not only threaten to play knight c7, I threaten to play queen c2 check and taking here. So I think around this move here, I don't know, after d5, my position improved. Why? Because I had a plan to get my knight to e6. So try, even if you have a bad position, try to find outposts for your pieces. Try to find a plan, and stick to your plan.